who is ready to be grammarian?
I can try.
Oh, okay. Valentina is a grammarian. Who is accountant? Okay, Vyacheslav. Alex, may I offer you be timer?
Okay.
Okay, timer. And
And that would be table topic master.
table topic master. Okay, and Alex, I offer you to be table topic evaluator.
Okay.
Table topic evaluator. Okay, and friends, Lena prepared speech, and I offer you to be evaluator. So I offer be not one evaluator, but a few. So who is ready to evaluate Lena's speech? Vyacheslav, are you ready? Okay, Zoya?
Yes.
Okay, please, Vyacheslav. Oh, sorry, Alex.
What about time and roll?
No. About evaluation of Lena's speech. It will be a little bit later.
No.
No? Okay. So I'll be also. Alex, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So be ready to prepare some evaluation. Probably 2-3 minutes, but it will be later. And Lena, please write me down the title of your speech. Okay. So I think that we're ready to start our meeting, and I invite our grammarian, Valentina. Please share with us your job and present the word of the day.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I today will listen attentively to your speeches and will correct you after. Will calculate your mistakes and maybe not calculate, but I will just name. I will name all mistakes I can find. And the word of the day will be fascination. Fascination. Yeah. Fascination or fascination. I'm not sure as grammarian. Let's see. So it's okay if it's fascinated or unfascinated, it's also fine.
It's verb to fascinate.
Yes, so fascination noun and verb to fascinate.
Okay.
And both are okay, so I can write two of it, yeah.
Okay, friends, and I offer you the next order. Okay. The next order. I offer you the first, we will have a brief warming up session, then prepare speech, then table topic speech, and last session of evaluation. Okay, are you ready? Okay, friends, so let's start our warming up session, and every speaker has till 3 minutes to say about New Year's resolutions. And first I would ask about the history. Do you know the history of New Year's resolutions? Why people resolute something about next year? I found this information, and I want to share with you. It was about the god in Rome, Janus. After him was called January. So it was the god with two faces. One face look forward, and the second one looked back. So it was at the start of the year, and he looked in past and forgive all his enemies, and he looked forward and about the future. So this is the time before the 1st January, then we can look back and understand that we are the same, not perfect man as we as we were 1 year ago, and look forward what will be next year. So, and I offer you to share with you, do you believe in this thing? Do you have some plans about future years? What tasks do you stay before you? So may I offer you to be first the speaker, and please share with us your opinion about New Year's resolution.
I would like to remark about timing. Simply, when your time about 1 minute, I will do something like this. When close, something like this, and when very close,
Okay.
with this item.
Okay.
Because of
Thank you, Alex. If you will not throw it in the speaker, it will be good.
I will be accurate.
I look into the future with fascination, and this is the only way, to my mind, to be happy in this life. If we start being scary about future assignments or life changes or events, we will not achieve anything. So I try not to think about bad things that happened last year or this year. And I look ahead knowing that there are some interesting events that I expect in the next year.
Hello.
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 So when I was younger, I tried to make some resolutions for the whole year. But later I understood that it's kind of a difficult habit, a difficult tradition. If you make a lot of resolutions, a lot of plans, and then in the end of the year you look at this list and nothing was achieved, you feel very depressed, distressed, and disappointed, which I don't like. That's why I think it is better not to make those plans and just do what you think is important and have something in store for future days. I know that there will be some travels expecting for me and my husband. There will be a meeting with my children and grandchildren. There will be some interesting events in our Toastmasters community and in other spheres of my life. So I'm happy that we live in the country where we have 4 seasons. Not everyone has this opportunity. Some people live in the countries where they have 1 season all year round. And they envy us that you can expect spring coming, or then summer coming, and then you expect for winter. And I didn't understand it before I met people and visited the country where they don't have seasons. All year round the same temperature, a little bit hotter, a little bit colder, but the same time of the year. And we are lucky. We have spring, and we're expecting it to come after cold winter. And then summer, and then autumn with fruits and beautiful leaves. So, of course, I have one dream to finish my Toastmasters manuals and achieve some next goal. But I had this dream for several years already. I think maybe this year will be more successful in this respect.
Thank you, Zoe. I can say about myself, and I started I became a student quite late because I started my study in National Academy of Internal Affairs. Then I was 21 years. And I was fascinated by all these professors, these clever men there in this academy. And I thought, probably I should be a self-educated man and well-educated as these men also. And I thought, I need to read more because before my entry to academy, I read nothing. And I started my list of all these books. And friends, I have this list till now. I know all these printed books that I read during these 25 years. And I can compare. Then it was first year, it was probably 1 or 2 books. Now I can read till 5,000 pages per year. So I see some progress in this. But nevertheless, I did not keep all my New Year's resolution every year. So I want to ask you, friends, how do you think? Is it reasonable to keep New Year's resolutions? Alex, how do you think? Please share with us.
About keeping New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, and do you have any resolutions?
No, I don't have, but I think it is useful.
Please, use your 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. Usually I don't keep any new. I like New Year as a holiday. Not in the time of planning, but there is one use who think in resolution. Targeting. Informal, silent, very informal targeting. There are plans, very informal, very flexible, but plans for 1 year. I thought something, and this something should be fulfilled. Why? Because, frankly speaking, life is limited. And when I write, and I will write, something like a resolution, I will aim myself that I will do something. And I will be such a man, I will be such position in the end of the year. I just feel sometimes, before writing a new resolution, it is really useful to compare several resolutions written some years ago, because it means comparing myself, comparing my state in different situations. This is why these New Year resolutions are useful, but frankly speaking, any memory, things, diaries, photos, videos, have this role. New Year resolution distinguished from them only by holiday atmosphere. So it's there's an interesting, beautiful plan in beautiful form. It can be useful.
Alex, thank you. Vyacheslav, I know that you travel much and probably you have some points in your list about New Year's resolution, and you cannot share about all these bright plans, but nevertheless, do you believe in this idea like New Year's resolution, and do people need it?
I think everyone is needing them, just partly at least. And of course we have plans. We have plans for the future, at least for the first part of the year. And as to my understanding, we need to plan in advance. I'm always planning in advance. Maybe it is a risk, but it is my feature. I like to plan in advance. I don't like when people are doing decisions just immediately in the last moment, and we plan our trips for the first part of the year. We are planning to go to the cruise, to visit India, Sri Lanka, and some other islands. With my family, my wife, my daughter, grandchildren, and our friends. We hope it will be realized and we will have a lot of fun. And we also plan to visit our daughter and her family later. And I don't know what will happen after all. We have no plan for the summer and autumn, and I think we have time because situation is changing and it is difficult to plan for such long period of time in our uncertain life and society. But we have a hope that everything will be fine and we will be happy and healthy and we will have a lot of fun in the second part of the year with our family and friends and Toastmasters. We hope it will be more people here and membership will grow, and we hope everything will be fine. If we will be persistent, humble, honest, and follow our style of life. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Vyacheslav said about the prophet. Alex said about the youth. I would say about the prophet of the parents who have the children which were born before New Year. First, you can combine birthday and New Year party, and you can to save money. It's economy for the family. And the third profit is because this is the end of semi-year, and you can always say you was not you were not pains taken. You learned not very good. So probably if you will be better student next year, you will become a gift. So let's listen to the man who was a student, who was a school boy, best school boy a few days ago, and he will be the hero but tomorrow. But first, I would ask our guest, please, young lady, present yourself. What is your name?
My name is Vlada.
What?
Vlada.
Vlada? Okay, we started our meeting and we are Toastmasters Club, and now we share our opinions about New Year's resolutions. So if you have any ideas, please, you can share later, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Please, Artem, share with us what do you think about New Year resolutions, probably the gifts. Okay.
Okay, resolution of 2018. Interesting idea because this year for me was like a new something, new world. As you know, maybe you remember, my humor speech was about depression and obsession. I said about girls that in the evening sit near window, look, cry, and listen headphones. Depression and obsession don't mix well. And interesting situation happened after that. I met interesting girl next 2 weeks, and depression and obsession I have. I sat near a window and listened in headphones here. It was interesting, and I said that that girl cry and listen. It's so fun. Yes, it's foolish situation, but what I can say now, no, it's not foolish situation. It's interesting. It's if you no, I think you all of you know what is the first love, what is the depression of boy of girl. It's interesting feelings, you know. It's something like new things come in your mind. How to, what is the love? What is it? Something like that. It was my first meeting in a cafe, first meeting after school, meeting near park, but what to talk about resolution and do we need it? If you will look on my mark of this year, you will definitely understand that I need resolution. Because algebra, geometry, force. Yes, I need some chanting. And you know, if we talk about my results of this year, yes, it's feelings, because if I will stay near some persons like Alex, like you, and you will take me some, you will say about your problems, I will something understood. Not like young man, say listen, and I go, I will maybe some understood. But okay, my result for next year, it will be make a lot of money and go out of this country. It's end, so it's my resolution of this year. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So we came to this list of resolutions for next year. Valentina, can you share with us what are your resolutions? Also, we had about making money. Probably you have another idea about starting business.
Everybody speak about money.
Writing book.
It's
Please.
such a hot topic. Thanks. So, dear friends, first of all, I would like to say that we always hope for future. Yes, we always expect something for next year. But I think this year, of course, many interesting things happened, and we can analyze our success. Maybe somewhere was like a fail, some mistakes. So it's always nice to say bye-bye to the last year. And by the way, I would like, it's not something like I want to boast, brag in front of you. I just would like to say that it was my fascination of this year, because I really knew I need a new phone, because everybody has now such a good devices to communicate and to make videos, pictures, speak, and whatever, read the books on the phone. And I always had this problem because my phone was too old and I couldn't use Viber, Telegram, WhatsApp, and other very important programs I needed. Plus I studied and I need always reading. So this year, finally, by the end of the year, I got this phone, so I'm very happy if somebody would like to communicate, and I have now Telegram and Viber. So I would say by this decision I fascinated myself, because I really thought that I don't want to be like others and have all these modern techniques, which I think is good but not really needed. My phone was quite enough for me to use it just for phone calls, or if I needed internet I could wait a couple minutes and I could be there. But of course the progress and the process of industrialization and the progress of the world and the innovations push us forward. So I hope for the next year I will, of course, progress as a teacher, as a as a friend, as a wife, and I think that it will be my dream for the next year.
Thank you. Bright ideas, and we continue. And so I met such situation today. I got a message from my client, and he wrote, My phone is discharged. Can you call me on my office phone? And he wrote me these numbers. It's a rare situation nowadays. Alex, how do you think? Probably this time to step down from all these new ads, probably all these programs, messages, and come to such a phone with the wheels. What is your resolution on next years? It's about some new technologies or about something else? Please.
Firstly, I would like to confess before everybody that I have only one resolution for whole my life. Throughout my life, I try to hear jingle bells as the eve of coming years. So this is my unique and very fascinated resolution from my childhood till now. What about your question? I'm strongly saying I'm a fan of old-fashioned means of communication, such as face-to-face negotiation, drinking in restaurant, or taking bath in sauna, for example. Yeah, this is my favorite means of communication with partner or client, as you told me. Yeah.
In restaurants, in sauna.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is my favorite means. If as I noticed, mostly people prefer to communicate with messengers, not with calls, but with messengers, such as Viber or WhatsApp. As I understand, this is a new fashion, maybe, or new approach in the area of communication. Not for disturb every minute with calls, but simply writing some message and get informed your client about something. So I stay with my strong position about jingle bells to hear at least, and I hope that this coming year I realize this dream.
Okay. Thank you. And I would like to give the floor to our newcomer. Vlada, please share with us. Say briefly about yourself and where are you before this new year, and what are your plans about next year. Please use your time here, and we speak during 2-3 minutes. Please.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here and to have opportunity to have met you. And it's an interesting topic to speak about New Year resolution because I love it. I love change myself and to make something new for myself. And what about this year? It was so interesting because this year I was so surprised, the most surprised year ever. Because in this year I finished school and I entered university, national university in our country, and I entered Pacific Connect. You know about it. And it was exciting, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy still, and because I didn't believe it. I couldn't believe it for a long time this happened, and because I was afraid with it a long time. And it happened, and another news what happened with me, that I understood that I love play chess. It was a funny story because it happened by accident. I didn't think about it. I didn't want to participate in the tournament. Yeah. But my university has a lot of activities for students. First of all, in sports and in the arts. And my classmate said that he wanted to see me there on tournament of chess. And first of all, I didn't want it because I didn't remember how is it correct to play in it, and I really was worried very much. But I just wanted to try, and because if you don't try, you never know if it's your or not. And I remembered later about rules in this game, and I just when I was waiting for I had to wait for this game during 3 hours because I couldn't return home before game. And during this time, I'm reminding me, thanks to YouTube, main rules in this game. And we have like 3 тура, я не знаю, как это сказать.
3 rounds.
We had 3 rounds. And sorry, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, and I won 1 round, and it was so surprised me. After it, next year I want to improve my playing chess, and improve my English, improve in my studying at university, and especially at Pacific Connect. And I want to be better and better and better. Thank you.
I wish you future ones overman in many tournaments in future year. Friends, and now we came to the point at our meeting to the prepared speech, and this is special topic of our meeting because we say about the past and the future before the end of this year. So I give the floor to the speaker, Olena Solenko, with the speech, "The trees are not only in the forest." The trees are not only in the forest, Olena Solenko.
And how much time is
Actually, it's
how much time is
translation of
my 10 project from competent communicator.
Mhm.
10
minutes.
10 minutes.
10
Yeah,
minutes.
10 minutes.
Our life today is very computerized. Smartphones, tablets, fitness trackers, computer clocks, making our life easier for us. In the past, everyone could easily memorize 5, 10 telephone numbers of friends and relatives. Today, we are trusting our devices more than ourselves. In the recent past, in the 20th century, everyone had a phone book with all important phone numbers and relatives. To lose this phone book was a complete disaster because there was no way to restore the data. Now we're using social networks and messengers to stay in contact with each other. But there is one very special type of network. I mean not such networks as LinkedIn or Xing. Today, thanks to modern technologies, we can achieve different goals. How good do you know the story of your family? The most people know their grandparents and maximum their great-grandparents. It was my case a few years ago as well. I was lucky not only to know my maternal and paternal great-parents, but also my great-grandmother personally. About other relatives, it was some pictures and family history, some family stories. Everything has changed a few years ago when died my uncle. He was the only one relative of my grandmother whom I know personally. I was sad and tried to search all surnames and places which have connection with my family in internet on different websites. I know till today not exactly what has happened. Was it some kind of luck or something else? I found it some place where my ancestors lived. One man also tried to find some relatives from this place. I wrote to him and we compared our family stories, and it turned out that we are relatives. He is actually an uncle of mine. So I was lucky. My uncle has great interest in genealogy and his search was very successful. Instead, my search was like a puzzle with many missing elements, but now I know some relatives which lived in 16th century. My uncle inspired me to make my search and to find some new information, and I did it. I also find some new information about my ancestors. Are you interested in how my family tree looked like in the past and now? So, as you can see, there is a huge difference. I found so many relatives of mine. In the past, in the recent past, when you want to make some family tree, you should write everything by hand. Today, there is some websites which works exactly as social networks and are targeted for genealogy. On some websites, such like familytreedna.com, you can also to order a DNA test. It's really helpful in genealogy research. When DNA test indicates a specific ethnicity, you can then intensively afterwards search your family tree and find some track of it. For me, it started as curiosity, and today it's not just like a hobby. It is a source for me and motivation, inspiration, and energy. I like this feeling when I found something new about my family roots. I think that when we know more about our family roots, we understand ourselves better. A few years ago, I thought that I couldn't find anything more else about my family tree. But I was lucky when I was in an archive, I saw a woman there. She looked at metrica books. I asked if she had a personal or professional reason for the research, And it was so unexpected when she told me that she already founded his seventh generation. So I think that this was a sign for me to make my research forward. And they say success has two letters, do. Those who implement actions my English failed. Those who undertake actions to implement their ideas tend to get a surprising gifts. Sorry. As a vice president for membership in Radio Club Kiev, I family tree, so that I shall making something new for it. And when you also have an interest in genealogy, it will be a pleasure for me to share my experiences. It can take up to 3 months to build a huge family tree. And to start it, you can start it right now, and it will be a perfect New Year gift. It is an endless story which you can write by yourself, and it gives a lot of inspiration. I wish you an exciting journey full of interesting discoveries. Thanks. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Olena. Now, friends, we come to the second part of our meeting, and I give the floor to the two tools table topic master, Zoya Gurko. Friends, do not forget to applaud each other.
How much time do we have for table topic?
As usual, 2 minutes for every speaker.
Okay.
It's very special Christmas season, very special time when we like to play games, we like to congratulate each other, and I decided that our table topics today will be also like a game, a little game. As Toastmasters, we know that in our speeches we need to address all feelings of our listeners. We need to give them something they can visualize. We need to speak about some sounds that they can hear. We need to speak about touch contact with objects or people. And also we need to give them feeling of smelling nice good smells. And I decided that we need to practice it. So here you have different smells, different orders, 8. So how many we have? 8, exactly, 8 people. Your task will be to take any one. I covered the name of the order. You may smell it. If you want to open, you may open it, but don't take it out because you will see. And in a second, you need to present a little speech, 2-minute speech, that was associated with this smell, or with this flower or fruit, or with any other situation, anything that comes to your mind. If you guess the smell correctly, you will get this little present. If you don't guess, maybe you will get it also. We'll see. So, 2-minute speech. You don't need to answer the question, what is this, and I don't know, I cannot figure out what is this. It doesn't matter. You come here and present a nice 2-minute speech. If it is not connected with it, it's also okay. So who would like to be the first one? Who would like to open the lottery?
I don't like.
Oh, Valentina, please. No. Take one.
Oh,
Okay. Oops, sorry. Oh.
Now you may smell it.
Mhm.
And now your 2-minute speech.
No, first of all, it's a very nice surprise. Thank you very much because I like very.
Is it ideal?
I like such smells. They always remind me East. Of course, for me, first association is about Africa because I was there and I remember those beautiful plants and beautiful flowers, so unusual for my eyes. This, big banana trees or trees called elephant ears or many other flower trees I have seen first time in my life when I visited Ivory Coast. Of course, I'm not sure it's really, as I told you, for me, such smells, it's more like something from East, maybe even India, but I have never been to India or China to Tibet to tell you that it's from there. So I just see that it's maybe a type of a flower which should be represented in this little present. And I always like when people try to create atmosphere with such smells. Sometimes they put a little bit of powder in the candle or in this aroma sticks, which always change a little bit atmosphere and make the room more friendly, I would say even spiritual, the place for maybe a prayer or a meditation, and help you to relax after you come out, after a busy day, and you need to relax, so can use something like this. So thank you very
Very
much.
good. So what is your guess? What is this?
Well, maybe it's written here, I don't know.
No, it's not written here.
It's not written.
You just
I think
give a guess.
it's such a flower. No, I would
What
say
flower?
it is. I don't know in English. I don't know very well.
Yes, let's open it.
Let's
Open
open
it and check.
it.
Okay.
Oh, blueberry. Is it a berry?
Forest berries.
Oh,
Forest berries.
forest berries. Oh.
Okay. This is still yours.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Yuri.
Can I open it?
No.
It's a secret right now.
You can open it to smell better if you want to smell better.
This is the smell of tidy thing. So then, for example, you walk in the forest, or you were hunting, and you spend all day in some dirty nature, and then you come home and you need this thing, and which smells with the tidiness. This is the smell of young girl, because this is something special. For example, I think then you want to say compliment to the woman, you can say it. You are tidy like the Eve was before the meeting the snake. And this is the smell of this thing. How do you think? What is this?
What do you think?
Perfume.
It's always perfume. But I would say,
Just
I don't know about the plant, but I would say that this is so.
I think
Citrus, like
you were
orange.
very close to correct answer when you said about little girl. If I'm not mistaken, it is really something that little girls like. Oh no. Lemon.
Lemon, citrus.
Okay, so you can use it in bathroom, you can drink it.
Yes.
Have a nice bathing time.
Oda.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
This pretty color reminds me of some kind of sea or something else from summer, summertime. But
Now
actually
your story.
Okay, I try. My story will be a little bit connected with my goals, my opinion from 2019. Actually, I make no list of wishes or something else. I prefer to make some goals, and it can be much more than 1 year to achieve some goals for me. And for next year, I prepared some goal as youth certificate from German language. But I think now that my English needs to improving, and I hope I will. And I think that it's really meaningful to find some fascinations and some goals, which is exactly passing for someone. Not such goals which are popular or something else, really goals for yourself. Thanks.
Thank you very much. You are very close.
Really?
I'm sure it is the one that you mentioned. Ocean. So you deserve it. You deserve it. Thank you very much. Okay, Vlada.
I can choose.
Yes, you can choose anyone.
It's like a soap too.
Of course, but soap has different flavors.
Yeah,
Smells.
I'm thinking. Like, it's remind me about my grandma. I always smell this smell in her room, in her bathroom. Yeah, because she always buy soap with this smell. And what else? Okay, it reminds me when I take a shower. I have same soap, and it's like relaxing, and I like it, and because you become clear, and it's cool for people. I can smell that there is probably mix flowers and some fruits.
No. Junior.
Okay, you said the most important information. You said fruit, and it is really fruit. But we'll see which fruit. Can you guess which fruit?
Can I try?
Yeah.
Stop. I don't give up.
This is exotic fruit. What exotic fruits do you know?
Melon?
Oh.
No. Watermelon?
Looks
I don't know.
Kiwi.
Apricot?
Kiwi.
Kiwi?
Smell. Okay. You were very
Something
close.
other. Different. Whoa.
Papaya.
I never eat it. It's really new for
You never
me.
eat it, but you know how does it smell.
Yeah.
And please don't eat those packages. You put them in your
Clothes.
Wow, it's cool.
Don't eat it.
Thank you. I
You're welcome.
like fruit.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
And I hope that you won't forget to use the word of the day and make it a story. We want to hear a story.
I'm very fascinated, yeah, fascinated, because it's very, very well known in order. This is a weed, you know? Weed, yeah. We can smoke it.
Wow.
Weed, like marijuana, you know?
Oh.
Yeah? Am I right?
You tell a story.
It is,
Really should be.
This is illegal marijuana.
But you are actually very close to that.
yeah?
So you
Okay, but it reminds me about marijuana, about big company in bus, for example, with a lot of soap. Everyone has his or her own soap. Yeah. For example, you have your soap, and we can smoke marijuana also. With smoke and take bath, for example, yeah, with papaya soap. And this is a very enjoyable and very funny time spending. So it's very useful and very favorite gift for me. Yes, because to have a box of marijuana, it's very good gift for New Year. Thank you. No? Are you sure?
I'm
Я
sure.
слышу этот звук.
But very
Я
close.
слышу этот звук.
It's also a drug. It's green tea.
Ah,
Almost.
So you are very close to it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
tea is also a drug. So
yeah.
you are not far from it. Vyacheslav. Нет, это не считается.
Who knows? Сиди.
And I still want to hear a story. A
Yeah.
story.
I don't know for sure, but I think it's like a kind of herbs which can be found somewhere in the exotic countries. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like the smell, and I hope that we will use it. I enjoy it. The smell remind me our travel to different fields, forest with a lot of flowers, and smell is so nice and you can imagine to lay down on the field and on the ground to enjoy the smell and to have good dreams about nice feeling and to feel comfortable and calm. This smell is not so strong, very sensitive, and creates a good feeling of quietly and harmony of the world, and I like the smell very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So what do you think of this?
Some herbs, like
Almost right.
mhm,
Vanilla.
mhm.
Vanilla.
Very nice. Perfect.
Vanilla ice.
Vanilla ice cream, vanilla soup.
But I have some problem because I'm sick. Cold in
Maybe it will help you.
No.
It's about the story, not about the
Exactly.
content of this envelope.
Yes. We need a
Where
story.
destination? No, it smells like not a little girl, but old. Yeah.
Old girl.
Old girl. Smell of my grandmother. No, my grandmother is a good listener, and every time I'm joking, I will communicate with her. And when I was so young, every morning I beating by the door and say, "Grandmother, hello, sit and listen me." And all maybe 2-3 hours we can communicate, and now I communicate with her, and it smell like I can say that it smell of communication of two people. So yeah. And what is it? I think something flower, maybe. Ромашка.
Romashka doesn't have a smell.
Camomile.
What did you say?
Something. I even don't know. I will open.
Yes. If you are finished with your story, then you can open it. I think it is the most romantic flower. What is the most romantic flower?
Rose?
What?
The most romantic flower.
Rosa.
No, this is jasmine.
Jasmine. Oh.
Okay.
Grandmother.
Alex, you are the one who
Okay.
has jasmine. You don't have choice, so this is yours.
It is understandable why you don't have choice. This is mine. This mine?
Yes, this is yours.
Like, it's what I don't have choice. Usually, I cannot not define any taste or smell, but for me, this is the association is something clean, natural, and pleasant. No doubt, this plant of fruit is used in soaps and perfumes. That's what the story can be imagined. You can imagine a spot, and after hard championship, the man was very tired and rewarded, or simply with high results, goes to the shower room, and using these favorite perfumes feels freshness and free from tires. And he is not tired, he is fresh. There's another story, it's love story, it's the story of this. The story of meeting, prepared by some perfumes, by some feelings, and after, and especially first love and first kiss, this will be remembered. But I don't know what it is for sure. I cannot guess this smell, but it is very famous. Some maybe flower or fruit used in cleaning items. I don't know what it is.
Lavender. No. Lavender.
Somebody jokes.
Lavender.
Lavanda.
Yes.
Lavanda, gorna lavanda.
Yes, very Ukrainian smell. So please don't use it as a soap. It's not a soap. And yeah, thank you, Alex. Now this is yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I want to shake your hand. That's all. Thank you, sit down. Thank you very much, and I hope this nice smell of flowers and fruit and ocean will also remind you not only of soap and perfume, but also of nature. You will try to remember how was it when I was walking in the forest, when I was walking in the garden, when I smell real jasmine, not the soap of jasmine, and real lavender, not the soap of lavender, not the cleaning stuff. I hope that the smell, if you put it in the place where like your bed sheets are or
For
something.
me, it's the smell of Carpathian Mountains.
Yes, exactly.
I was there.
Exactly. And try to use description of smells in your Toastmasters speeches. Small and long speeches.
Well, thank you for this unusual table topic session. Now we are before New Year of the year of the pig. But I think you put the question to all of members of our club tonight. What sort of breed dog are you? Are you fancy breed or are you service dog? Because it reminded me criminalistics. Okay, friends, and now we came to the last session of our meeting. It's about evaluation, and we start evaluation session by the evaluating of Olena's speech. So, who is ready to share his evaluation? Vyacheslav, are you ready?
What's time for evaluation speeches?
3 minutes.
3.
Yeah, 3 minutes for every evaluator.
Okay.
Okay, please.
Well, first of all, I like your topic. You are in the right place. Now, actually, this is a facility or chapel of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And this church, our church, is very famous about genealogic investigation. We have the biggest database in the world in Salt Lake City, and we are doing with my wife and the same search during many years. And we are like colleagues now. And I like this topic, it was interesting and unusual. But of course there are some defects or mistakes, and it was a big break, you lost your idea, there was some misspelling and wrong pronunciation, and it was, but anyway, it was very interesting to listen. I understand that it is your second foreign language, it is very difficult, and I am very appreciative for your courage, for your desire to prepare the talk, and I hope you will visit our club more and learn more about genealogy and family history work. We can share our experience. For example, our son-in-law found one branch to the Adam and Eve, just to the beginning. Can you imagine how many generations it was? It is possible. It is possible. Thank you for your talk.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm impressed by the picture of your mother. Your mother is a real hero. Please share with.
Say about English. Your English is very good. It's good enough to be a participant of an English-speaking club because you understand major rules and structure. The speech was structured. It had a beginning and a conclusion. You were trying to maintain eye contact, which was good. You even tried to walk a little bit, which made it easier to listen to you. And since the topic was unusual, really very good, very rewarding topic, I'm sure you spend a lot of time preparing this story. What I would like to advise you to improve, it's a little bit more work with your voice. You have a beautiful, calm and quiet voice, but sometimes you may make some pauses and rise tone, whisper, because this is an interesting topic. Like, for example, you know what I found? 2,000 names, something like that. And I think that the audience was interested, and this is the main goal of every speaker to see the audience interested. And your speech said a very strong message, and which is also good. And not all speeches that we hear have any message at all. So your speech had a very strong message. Follow your family tree, your genealogy, do it, and thank you very, very much. It was very pleasant to listen to you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I would like to evaluate Elena's speech also. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, how do you think, what is the best version of Toastmaster? I would say about Toastmaster in Kiev. I participated in many contests, and I would say it's the young man, probably after 30 years old, and he is always kidding. So just joke, 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 and the audience is laughing. Why? Because in Kiev we have female Toastmasters audience. So the young girls hee ha ha, and so we have such level of Toastmasters of Ukraine that if you want to be a good speaker, you should joke. You should joke, kid, and nothing more. And tonight we had another different of speech, and of course Olena would had no chance on contest, Toastmaster contest. Why? Because the speech was very, very serious. And this is the best speech in our club, because our audience is a little bit elder than in average Toastmasters club in Kyiv. And it was a big plus for the speaker. Speech was very good introduced. Elena started her speech about the today level of our life. Then we are always in hurry, we are in messengers, we are in technologies, and we forget about the past. But it's not about the past, it's about future. It resonates to our life, because you will not brag if you say, my grandfather was drunker, my grandfather was drunker also. No. If you want to say about genealogic tree, you would say, my grandfather was the hero of Second World War. My grandfather was the hero on the First World War. My grandfather was hero also because he served long ago. And you understand that your children will be focused on the fame of your grandparents, and you cannot be drunken. You cannot be average man, because you understand that your children want to brag on you, and you should to create your story. You can to put something in history, probably not of all country, but in history of your family, and it's a very important message for all of us. And so about the strong position of this speech. This is message, this is the content of the speech, it's the structure of the speech. What I would say about the step in self-improvement. Olena, of course, you had something to improve. First of all, it's body language, because you were always at one place, and you were a little bit shy just because you thought that your English is not fluent and probably you will stumble. And you stumble. But you are Toastmaster. Use it as an opportunity to self-improvement. Try to do something with this stumble. And I see your script of your speech. It's too long for 10 minutes. The message is very important, but my recommendation for you that you should have the script for body language as you had the script for your speech. So try to use this script. After this sentence, I will do. Thank you, Mr. Timer. I will do pause. At this, I will do few steps. At this, I will show some picture. So the script for body language will be good for self-improvement. But nevertheless, thank you, Olena. It was very important for us to hear about such serious items that you delivered for us. Thank you. Who is ready to evaluate Olena's speech also? No, it's just for Toastmasters. We have some standards and we follow it. You can do it, but please wait a little, okay? Now we come to evaluation of table topic session, and I give the floor to evaluator. Alex, please.
Thank you. So, I've noticed some general feature that I have to address to everyone. Everybody expressing their opinion with some where stumbled, yeah, a little stopped by unbelievable and unexpected order that they meet. And the general feature is getting eyes up, yeah. It means that everyone is wondering what does it mean for he or she, this order. Everyone is wondering how to express his opinion. So the general feature is everybody meditation during this session. For example, when somebody faces with sachet, yeah, or this kind of meat sachet, yeah, faced, and then some kind of emotion. Some kind of emotion came to the head, and the ice started to going around, started to go up, and just wondering what does it mean? What does it what resonates? What memories? What memory resonates with this order? So I would like to emphasize that during this meeting, during this session, everybody fall in state of meditation without some emotional control, without body language, so this is my opinion. That's it.
Thank you. Well, probably I excuse for my interruption. If you have some for how to evaluate Elena's speech, you can say a few words, please. 1-2 minutes.
Okay.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay, please express your opinion to the speech. And yes,
You're alone.
here we do not criticize each other. We just say about strong points, and we say what can be stronger.
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to evaluate your speech because I can't relate it, and because I'm not a professional in it, and I am not speak very well English. But I would like to notice that I like your speech, and it was so interesting because really I'm so happy to be here again. I wanted to say it because really it's meeting so special for me because there are a lot of topics which I need, which I interested, and yesterday, no. On Monday, I had opportunity to do something for my ancestors, and it was so interesting and unexpected for me because my father, he is fall in love in genealogy, and during my whole life, started with 1 year old. He always faced me to do something for genealogy, but I always didn't like it. And I remember when I was 5 years old, he taught me to remember names of my ancestors, and when I remember something, he gave me a candy. Yes, it was so funny. I don't remember anything. What I remembered there. But now on Monday I did something new for me. I found I use program Family Search. I don't know, probably you know or not know or don't know about it, but Family Search like program for genealogy, and my father uses it always for his research. Thank you. And he always he promised me something for that. And I just didn't have any choice. So, but I really was excited. How was it interesting? Thank you, and thanks for your sharing with us. Thanks for your invitation.
Showing pictures was also interesting.
Okay, and now we should stop the work of this man. Alex, please share with us your report.
Yes.
So, how do you think? What is better, old-fashioned manner using of the 3 cards or using new technology with mobile phone?
I would like to say that about this dark humor, because it's a symbol of piracy. Now, Stevenson, and the irony of the today meeting, that everybody was just in time, and almost everybody. So there are only 2 men who broke the rules, but these 2 men should know the rules better than everybody of us. They are lawyers. So, and only 2 lawyers, Alex and Yuri, got this signal, because they were not in time. I have put even another SNOS, and I could not control myself. About using technologies. Everything has its own advantages and disadvantages. Usually we have 3 colors, but there are no tools for it, so I decided to use this small item. This small item is very simple, but it cannot be accurate. It cannot work second in second, as my phone software. The software was downloaded just now in 1-2 minutes. The advantage of the software is accuracy. Second by second, almost second by second, because I need to stop this section and to start it once more. So we can choose the ways. Simplicity, like tools like this, or colored marks. Or software ways like different reminders, messengers, etc. It could be installed in every phone with Android system.
Okay, Alex, but please explain, why are you without your notebook? I never saw you without your notebook, but tonight you were without notebook. And did this item so fascinated you that you did not write down your report about the time?
I think that it did not fascinate me, and the notebook was simply forgotten because of New Year atmosphere.
Oh, okay, thank you.
The way I prefer more modern notebooks than the
Okay. Thank you, Alex.
paper one.
We continue. Vyacheslav, please share with us. I suppose you had much work. Please.
It was a pleasure to hear your talks and to compliment all this etc. And I will divide the whole group into 3 parts, or 3 small groups of people. The first group was the best, who didn't make any or just a few bad sounds like I can say they're a winner of this competition, if it's possible to think in such a way. It was Yuri, Zoya, Artem, Alex, and Lena. It was 1, 2, 3, not more. Very good results.
Lena, we don't have Lena.
Olena.
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 No problem.
Okay. Valia had 7, just in the middle. And it was 2 persons who made a lot of such and the winner is always Alex. He knows about this. I know he's working hard to avoid such kind of things. I hope it will be better. And Vlada, she was for the first time here. It was very difficult for her, and I count your posts.
Yeah.
All of us started the same. And
Yeah, I
if you
understand.
continue your progress here,
It's okay.
it will be much better. I encourage you to attend our
Thank
meetings,
you.
and you will
It's so
progress for
interesting.
sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Valia, please, your report. How many mistakes did we do? And who is the winner of using word of the day?
The winner of using the word today, it's a good question. I would like first say about a few mistakes. So they are more, let's say, phonetic first. So please pay attention to the word. So there is noun imagination, and the word is to imagine. If I'm not mistaken, it's not imaginate. So imagine and not imaginate. I think it's imagine, not imaginated. So laughing and not laughing. Everybody, not everybody. So everybody, not everybody. Sentence. I have met a situation. I met a situation, okay, but if you say today, then I have met a situation. I will maybe understand something. It was something else, I didn't write the original, but I will maybe understand something. So it's about all for the mistakes, and the winner, if I'm not mistaken, Alex used the word fascination. Is it? I remember somebody
One
used
time.
2 times.
No,
I,
many people use it.
Many
Only
people,
one
so
time.
I'm very sorry
I
because
used 3 times.
3 times.
Olena used it
One.
Olena 1 time and somebody else 2
You
times.
used it.
You
I
2
used-
times.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So and that them.
And I-
So
Yes,
and
was.
Alex. So yes. So many winners today. So thank you.
Thank you, Valentina. Thank you, friends, for going the distance of all this year. And it was not easy year for our club. Nevertheless, we are together. And thank you for this. Next meeting will be not on the next Wednesday, but on one Wednesday. It will be on January
Nice.
9th. It will be in the House of Scientists as usual. And now I declare our last meeting in this year adjourned. And we have few minutes for refreshment. So we have candies.